Hey Legends, welcome to the full course to real improvement in Apex Legends. This is the only guide series you'll need for a full, detailed journey from being an absolute noob to being an Apex Predator. This video is for those who have just started playing Apex, so if that's not you, move on to video number 2 in the playlist, linked in the description. If you're below level 80 to 100, I recommend watching this full video before moving on to video number 2. Without further ado, let's improve at Apex. The first thing you want to do is open your settings, go into controls, and then set your move forward alternate key to mouse wheel up or down. Then you want to set your alternate jump key to mouse wheel up or down. So the rest of the controls you have to set to whatever you feel comfortable with, and it don't really matter which bind you set it to. Just make sure it's something that you feel comfortable pressing and that you can do quickly. The first thing you need to do that matters most when playing Apex Legends is make sure you're comfortable with your controls. This means just playing the game for a couple hours, make sure you know where all the controls are to control your legend, navigate into the inventory, pick up weapons, drop things on the ground, etc. Make sure you can do all of these things quickly and without looking at your controls. It's important in this step to make sure that you don't change your binds too often. The more you change your binds, the more unfamiliar you will be on which controls control which things. In this step, all we're going for is familiarity. The more familiar you get with how to control Apex Legends, the better you will become instantly. As soon as you feel like you know all of the controls without looking at your keyboard and without stopping to hesitate, thinking does this control do this or this, move on to step 2. In this step, after you are comfortable with your controls and navigation, try going faster. This means sliding as often as possible. Slide whenever there's a tiny slope in the road. Slide whenever there's an edge on a building so you can keep your slide momentum in the air. Slide whenever you can go as fast as possible. Try to remember to holster your weapons whenever you aren't shooting at someone. This makes you go faster by a lot. Try to loot faster. Instead of opening every bin, seeing if you'll get something that you want, open every bin, seeing what you need. Look for items that you know you need. This will automatically tell your brain to skip over all the items you don't need so that you aren't looking through every loot chest. Only loot if you need something. Don't loot aimlessly, seeing if there will be something that you need. Apex's game design is entirely built around how fast they can make the Battle Royale format go. This means minimizing your time looting and getting around the map as fast as possible. This step is never truly completed, as even the top 750 players, or Apex Predators, are still finding ways to optimize their movement and get around as fast as possible. So as soon as you feel like you have improved in your movement and getting around the map as fast as possible and minimizing your time looting, move on to step 3. One of the most detrimental habits in Apex is called choking. This is when you feel a lot of pressure during a fight. You will perform worse when choking than if you were calm and composed. When you feel your muscles tighten up in a fight and you miss shots, don't worry. Everyone goes through this stage in their climb while playing FPS games. You can overcome this by repetition. I got over this at about level 250 to 300. Choking affects different people in different ways and often isn't the same from person to person. So just keep telling yourself that you're chilling and intentionally thinking of loosening up your muscles during a fight. Apex is a very stressful game, and when it turns out to be too much, remember you can take a break and relax. When you find yourself going into a fight completely calm and keeping loose in intense situations, move on to step 4. These videos take a long time to make, and at the time of making this video, my channel isn't monetized. All I want you to do is leave a like on this video. It's obviously free, and it helps my channel get recommended to more people. If you leave a like on the video, you have my personal thanks, and you help a small content creator keep making content. Thank you. Now back to the video. This is the final step in part 1 of this guide to improvement. It's all about taking less damage, so you can stay alive longer, which means you'll deal more damage. Always think about your enemies, where they are, how many there are, and if they have the high ground. Running from a fight isn't cowardly if it means there wasn't any advantages. Work on your evasive movement and think about when your opponent has line of sight on you, and move accordingly. It's easy to get into the habit of running in a straight line when running from your enemies. Don't do this. If you can't get into cover and have to run over an open space while being shot at, zigzag and jump around. Try to be as unpredictable as you can be. This may seem obvious, but I see players make this mistake all the time. Running in a straight line to or away from your enemies is never something you should do. To take this a step further, you can learn movement tech like tap strafing and wall bouncing, which is part of my part 2 video. Once you feel like you are taking less damage because of your movement in fights, you can finish this video. If you completed these steps, great job. You're on your way to improving at Apex. If you already had these steps down, don't worry. There's a link in the description below the video title that will send you to a playlist of videos for different skill levels. Some players aren't truly aware of what skill level they are on, so I recommend watching a couple of them to see where you are. See ya.